when Baha Mousa was found standing in the TDF without his hood and handcuffs. A struggle ensued involving principally Private Aaron Cooper, Payne, and Baha Mousa. It did not last long, but in the final moments I find Payne violently assaulted Baha Mousa, punching and possibly kicking him. This ended with Baha Mousa lying inert on the floor of the TDF. The regimental medical officer was summoned, but despite attempts to resuscitate him, Baha Mousa was pronounced dead at 22:05 hours. A subsequent post-mortem found that in the course of his detention in the TDF, Baha Mousa had sustained 93 separate external injuries. He was also found to have internal injuries, including fractured ribs. I find the cause of the death to be twofold. Firstly, Baha Mousa had been made vulnerable by a range of factors, namely lack of food and water, the heat, rhabdomyolysis, acute renal failure, exertion, exhaustion, fear, and multiple injuries. Both stress positions, which are a form of exertion, and hooding, which obviously must have increased Baha Mousa's body temperature, contributed to these factors. Secondly, against the background of this vulnerability, the trigger for his death was a violent assault consisted of punches, being thrown across the room, and possibly of kicks. It also involved an unsafe method of restraint, in particular being held to the ground in an attempt to reapply plastic cuffs. Neither cause alone was sufficient to kill him, but the combination of both did. My judgment is that they constituted an appalling episode of serious, gratuitous violence on civilians, which resulted in the death of one man and injuries to others. They represented a very serious breach of discipline by a number of members of one QLR.